Okay, here is another journal discussions, and yeah, I had to do this on a very important subject matter, and that is regards to the passing of Queen Elizabeth, which I am this Thursday. Now, sorry, this past Thursday. Now, initially, I did a recording to watch her death passing it for my main YouTube page, but I decided to scrap that. Didn't really like the recording so much because I didn't really go in deep, and things like this you have to go in deep. Now, yeah, as I said, Queen Elizabeth passed away, age 96, and following her passing, we've seen some very mixed reactions. Yeah, there are some people who are in genuine mourning, and there are some people who are just kind of like say, yeah, yeah, we acknowledge her passing, and but we're not going to be making a saint out of a sinner. Because the thing is that Queen Elizabeth and the royal family, a lot of them, these were not paragons of virtue. All right, and this is not me trying to be messy or just being insensitive, but we're not going to try and make these people into Disney fairy tale characters. We're just going to tell it like it is. Now, for those in the land of common sense and backbone, Queen Elizabeth was not what they're trying to. They're not. We can't sanitize or wash try to hand wave away a lot of stuff that happened or during her tenure, because the family that she represents, that country she represents, they did some horrible, wicked things. And yeah, and I know some people are going to be making excuses that, oh, she didn't do it herself. Well, no, she didn't literally. Oh, she didn't literally go and literally murder or kill anyone by her hand. She okayed a lot of decisions that her family and her country made, and she made no attempts of making any compensation or any reparations, so called to book. Because I know they're going to come with it, but I'm not going to go into Queen Elizabeth in the sense that this is going to be about her. It's going to be about her sycophants and followers, and that's in the diaspora. Because unfortunately, Jamaica has fallen in on right in there. The rest of the Caribbean, too many African countries, and these are the people who are the primary victims of the royal family and the horrific things that they've done. But but here's what I'm going to just primarily focus on Jamaica, because what has happened, or their so-called prime minister said that, you know what, we're going to have like was it 12-day mourning, which started this Thursday, going up to the 19th, which is near the end of September. And yeah, and on one hand, you have a lot of Jamaicans who are saying, you know what, or their beloved queen has died, and don't call me in that group, please. But as I said, there are some other Jamaicans who know better, which leads me to my next article from the Observer. And I said, much as I like the Observer as a paper, they do a lot of funny style stuff. We all know that, for example, they're very biased when it comes to how they see the Orange Party, as opposed to how they almost always revere the Green Party. And yeah, we'll give them slack there, because yeah, there's nothing new that's been going on for the longest. The Observer also did some very funny style with Trump. Like, they were soft, low key, trying to champion Trump as this as this messiah of the U.S. And anybody who knows Trump knows that that is poppycock, as they say in Britain. But what they did this week, no, they actually interviewed some Jamaicans, and unfortunately, it sounded like a slave plantation, because they had some of these fools actually fixing their mouths to say that that many of them were sad that Queen Elizabeth passed away. No, we all know that there are some Jamaicans who do not feel that way. Unfortunately, they're in the minority. But the Observer was being slick. They say, you know what, we're just going to cherry pick the people who who we know are going to give fit the narrative that we want. So even though they look like blatant idiots, we're just going to act like, hey, these people speak for all Jamaicans. Well, any Jamaican who has sense, who's not really, who doesn't think that they're still on some slave estate in the slave quarters. They can they would be they know better, but you know that they don't go to those type of Jamaicans. They always make sure to go to the people who look like who come off like Uncle Remus from Songs of the South. Like those, it was just a damn disgrace. But the thing to bear in mind is this: is that Jamaica, it just shows how much of a coon problem we have. And it's not just Jamaica; it's most of the Caribbean. Because I'm sure in Saint Lucia, I'm pretty sure that they're even cooning it up more than even we are. And like I say, if I'm correct on the assessment of Saint Lucia, don't be surprised. Yeah, they pretty much are. Or they're just thorough with the buck dancing. And as I said with but as I said with Africa, less said the better. But the thing is with our so-called prime minister, and when he did that, he said, let's have 12 days or more. No, if you remember when Nelson Mandela passed away, you know that Nelson Mandela did not get 12 days of mourning, or any other notable African leaders who passed away. Well, we didn't even give a shit about those. I mean, Nelson Mandela, he's approved by the Western powers. I mean, we pretend that we care about him, but he didn't get that consideration. As a country that, hey, up to now refused to give Marcus Garvey's own national holiday, refused to give St. William Grant national hero status, and there's other people that I can't even remember that are. I'm not even naming this recording. I meant to say, but yeah, we said that we're going to give 12 days to the Queen, and yeah, and yeah, and just bear in mind also that we're the same Jamaicans, and whenever the royal family comes, we all act like that we should worship the ground that they walk on. Now, again, when Africa or some African or some other Caribbean dignitaries come to Jamaica, yeah, we just basically just treat them like, okay, some random passerby on the street. They say, yeah, okay, yeah, just do you, mean like we're not really we ain't going all out for you, mean like we don't really see you as anything to really admire. And let's just be honest, if Wakanda or Zamunda were real countries and Prince Hakeem or Prince T'Challa came to Jamaica, best believe that they were Jamaicans would pretty much be indifferent. Heck, any other T'Challa or Hakeem passed away in real life, Jamaica would not be going into mourning that long, because it just goes to show you that we just love proximity or slave masters. Anything, as long as, I mean, like, no matter how the British particularly or the rest of Europe as treats Jamaica as this little football we can kick around, and we'll see it as a little nigger colony that we've deprived of resources. We instill these agents within our elected officials, because best believe, just like with all the other prime ministers, the current one is just pretty much their go-to guy. And I can guarantee you he didn't come up with the idea of the 12-day thing, which is ridiculous on itself. And I say it's the fact that, hey, even if you want to let mourn the Queen, I don't know why you would, but even I can guarantee that the people in his car, who are pretty much look tapping him on the shoulder and pretty much putting these little policies in his ear. I'm pretty sure that they came up with it. Like they all came up and said, you know what, we have to just do the most. We have to show that we have to reinforce this ridiculous delusion that we are Europeans. I mean, yeah, we might have melanin in our appearance, but yeah, we are no different than the subject than the other we're part of the masses of the Europeans that are globally, because we think that we are we're pretty much think we have proximity to our plantation owners. And bear in mind the Queen. And all the royal family was Britain are pretty much saying, yeah, we'll just go along, mean just for chuckles, mean like we'll just pretend that we actually see you dumb niggers as our equals, and then we're just going to laugh among ourselves and say that, we're not, we paying these fools no, never mind. I mean, apart from really, I can't remember, Queen has not been to Jamaica. I mean, like she just sent Harry, William, and other representatives to on her behalf. But her for the most part, saying, I don't really give. England is Jamaica is just pretty much a little nigger colony that I just don't really think about. I mean, yeah, we just have nice palm trees, nice sunshine, whatever. But I don't really care too much about these natives. I mean, these too many dark people would be in my personal space if I were to visit there. So nah, I'm not really. I don't really like I just don't pay any mind. But you can't tell these morons in this country that because even online people who are rightfully going on the Queen, do you have people just doing the most? And I have to unfortunately say, I confess that there are some people I know personally who are just putting on the tap shoes. And yeah, I'm not really one that's gonna like bash them over the heads, but yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm not really co-signing what you're saying. But yeah, that's but the thing is, as I said though, is that Jamaica, this shows you that we are still on that slave plantation, and I have said that point so many times on various recordings. I said that too many Jamaicans have not left that plantation, and let's just be honest, many of these same Jamaicans, the ones who are saying fix a motive, mourn a colonizer, are a definite example of what I and many others since I've been saying for the longest that too many other Jamaicans, like the Caribbeans, they pretty much said that we won't treat Marcus Garvey, I mean the guy that's done a lot for the diaspora as opposed to the Queen. We are not going to do the same thing for St. William Grant. I mean, let's just be honest. So some of these DJs who are pretty much talking dumb-ish, they have a better chance of being a national hero than St. William Grant. And yeah, we're not going to be do mourner crying like many same people. These morons were just fixing them off to say, "Hey, the Queen, we're sad the Queen is dead." Ask these idiots they have to say about how they feel when Nelson Mandela passed away. I mean, like we have a highway and we have a park which we pretty much has gone to waste. Bear in mind, but yeah, none of these people are saying, we're just going to mourn and we're just going to have like several days over a week, nearly 2 weeks to mourn Nelson Mandela. Many of these Jamaicans are basically saying, we're not doing that shit. We're not doing that, man. Like that's Nelson Mandela. I mean, he's not a white or Asian person. Why should we care about him? Yeah, but and as I said though, I'm in fairness, not just like a broken record. This is not just about the Caribbean. I mean, like, we Jamaicans, like, we just look like complete fools because even in the royal, over in Britain, in the royal family, even Prince Charles, who's way up in the 70s right now, and I guarantee he's not going to be king very long before likely pass it to William, who was most likely next in line. Because let's be honest, like on a side note, the Queen was too selfish to have just absconded up the throne when she pretty much was when she was of reasonable retirement age. And Prince Charles, who's just pretty much as is not getting any younger, is no spring chicken, and has more days behind him than in front of him. Yeah, he's just pretty much when he's pretty much gotten into the driver's seat. How long he's going to be there, like that is subjective, as I said. Yeah, but overall, I said like Prince Charles or King Charles, no, I should say, all of them are just looking at Jamaica and the Caribbean, these African countries, and they're just giggling and so on, and they're just also disgusted and saying like these niggers. Yeah, I mean, like these niggers. I mean, like they're so deluded with the fact that no matter how much or asses they kiss, we will never see them as equals. Like we come in, like you see how they did Meghan Markle, and Meghan Markle wasn't that dumb ish too. Like she thought, hey, me being half white, that's gonna shield me from from that colonial type bigotry, and they said no, you're just as much a nigger as these other people all over these countries that we exploited, we raped, we plundered, and we massacred. Yeah, you're going right over there with these other darkies. And yeah, and but yet Jamaica, Caribbean, and these African countries think that hey, it's cute to just really just do the most because yeah, we just revere a woman who was a part of family of colonizers and was married to an open racist like Prince Philip. And let's just be honest, that's probably a good thing for her in her sense that yeah, I'm going to be reunited with my bigoted ass husband in that cavern down below. Yeah, me the Rush Limbaugh, Andrew Breitbart, and all Cecil Rhodes, King Leopold, and all the other people who are in white supremacist purgatory as we speak. But yeah, Jamaicans think yeah, this was a good look for us. I mean, we yeah, and all and the people are talking sense, and yeah, there are some people who just let it all out and say yeah. I'm glad that heifer is dead. I mean that there's this one professor who just basically said, "Yeah, this woman croaked. Good riddance." I mean, I'm paraphrasing, and then you had Jeff Bezos ass looking very funny style, trying to fix himself, trying to correct her. And I'll say this in all fairness, I'm not openly going to say, hey, I'm not openly going to be throwing a party that this woman's dead. I'm just going to be part of that people who's going to say, yeah, I'm not singing songs and praises of this lady, all right? And to all the people who want to say, hey, we need to be sensitive to their family agreement. Yeah, just like they're sensitive to the families of Fidel Castro and Robert Mugabe. And I know people are going to say that these people were the worst thing next to Satan. Same thing could be said with Queen Elizabeth and her family, but we all know the Western media will not ever allow make that have that comparison be brought to light. So yeah, I was gonna say to Jamaican son, yeah, we don't get it, and I say it as someone who actually is trying to actually have a backbone and an IQ that is of reasonable length. Not a good look, people. But then again, as we know, too many of our countrymen are just going to look at this and basically say, no, we love our slave masters more than our own lives, and even if this pretty much keeps us keeps us in proverbial bondage on a slave estate, yeah, that's better. I mean, just get it next to massa. That is more important than our survival, or well-being, or dignity. Yeah, and let's just say that this is just pretty much. This is not really so much about the Queen passing. It's just about the people in the diaspora, and I'm focusing on Jamaican discordant, who are just fixing their mouths to actually mourn a colonizer who came from a family of likewise colonizer, who came from a country of a lot of people who are colonizers. But yeah, let's not give props or any praise to our actual to the actual people who had Jamaica and our diaspora's interests. Let's give song and praise to the people who are against our best interests. But then again, to be fair, many of our best interests is to actually be the lick masters boots. And let's just be honest, yeah, and I'm sure that they don't have a problem with it. Even if that boot more than once rises up to actually kick us in our back, kick us in the teeth or in our behind. And that's something to think about. So this is for general discussions. This is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Goodson Farron. Miles Productions with Thoughts and Miles. All right.